Tonight we're hosting a Recycle Macon. It's a bike co-op. So what we do is we get volunteer bike mechanics from all over Macon to come and help us upcycle different bikes that we've had donated to Centenary Community Ministries. And what we do is those mechanics will upcycle between 10 and 15 bikes tonight so that we can then donate them to folks who are in need of reliable transportation here in Macon.
It's an incredible program that we've been involved with since the very beginning. I've seen in other cities there's very powerful programs that are able to collect bikes, fix up bikes, get them out to people who need bikes for transportation. That's been a challenge for us to figure out with such a small team at Bike Walk Macon, so it's really great to see an organization take that on and do it so well.
We're building bikes to upcycle back into the community. I really like being part of that and getting to see the inner workings and the progress that they're making in the community, but just trying to do my part to, make a change in the community, that sort of thing.
Back in the early 2000s, we had a program called Roving Listeners, where we literally knocked on doors up and down Beals Hill, which is this neighborhood right here. We asked the community what they needed from a community center in Macon. And one of the things that they needed was reliable transportation. And even for those who rode buses, sometimes they would ride a bus, but the bus stops were limited, so they would get to a bus stop and then they'd still have to walk 1 or 2 miles just to get to work. So we developed a program where we could take donated bikes, upcycle them, and give them to folks who needed reliable transportation in the community so that they could move around a lot more freely. We will try to do pedestrian safety trainings immediately following our bike co-ops, so the week after we make appointments with folks, and they're usually really grateful. They'll show up and they'll go through kind of a training and get a bike. This is Rudy. Rudy is the education manager over at Bike Walk Macon.
Well, my role for Bike Walk Macon, I'm the education instructor, and I do more like outreach. I go to like churches, community centers, and I teach educational classes. Teach people how to ride, I teach safety classes.
Can everybody look right here? If your handle of your brakes is real close to your grips, that means your brakes needs to be adjusted.
Well, our mission is to make the streets safe for cyclists and pedestrians and motor vehicles. Teach people the ABCs, which is air, brakes and chains, and to check your bike before you go out, right? Because you want your bike to be functional. And then, most importantly, we believe that you should wear a helmet. So we tell you how to properly fit you, how to wear the helmet. And then we just talk about riding actually in the streets, right? There's some things you should know. You should know that you're considered a vehicle. And when you're riding in the streets, you have to obey all the rules of the road. And once people get that confidence that a car can be directly behind them and know that, okay, I can be in this lane. If I'm signaling, properly, learning the proper signals, that you can communicate with cars, that makes the street safer for the cyclist and the motor vehicle.
We do what we call case management, where we do like a little assessment of all of their needs. And so when we're able to help them with bikes, sometimes it's just the bike that we're able to help them with, but a lot of times they're able to leave with a bag of clothes and a snack bag of food and a lot of other things. And we just know that it's something that they really need that day.
I go to multiple just centers here in Macon, and I was given a list of resources. And on transportation, it said bicycles. And I called a number, and everyone was nice to me, and they told me when to come, so I'm here. It's going to help me get around just the area. I already use public transportation, the bus. So like they have the racks on the front of the city bus as well, so they're trying to make sure that we can also, they promoting more bike usage as well as city transportation, just so it can kind of close, I guess, the gap between those stops and that long walk.
It's a lot different when you're driving around in a car. You can't experience the world the same way as if you're riding a bike. And by seeing more people enjoying cycling, it makes me feel better, right? Especially when you help somebody who has never been on a bike really. I had some good experience with people that, one lady, she just started riding when she was around 70. And she had a tremendous fear of cycling, right? And it took us a long time to get her to be confident on a bike. But once she had that confidence, then she was free to do whatever she wanted. And we've been riding for almost 2 years. We ride like every Tuesday for like 5 or 6 miles. Yeah. So those kind of experiences really makes me feel good.
So we want to improve quality of life, we want to improve our city, but we also just want people to be safe and get where they need to go. And also very urgent need is we have very high poverty rates, and by not forcing people to have a car, pay for a car, it opens up so much financially that you could be spending on other things in your life.
I think it promotes equality. It gives people opportunities to, have safe, reliable transportation to get to and from work, where they may not otherwise have that opportunity to move about in their community, to go to the store.
And we weren't able to solve the root cause of what's going on in their life, but for at least today, we know that they can eat and have a warm jacket, and they can ride, around, and it's really sweet.
Transportation is very important because transportation is just it. If you can get to something, you can do it. So it's more not living life about boundaries, living life without limitations. So it's more about just freedom, being able to move around freely and be able to accomplish any goals you may have.